Welcome to the tutorial for 2-4, Jedi Battle. This is the first of 5 major RNG levels in the run. However, this is the only level where we can almost fully manipulate our RNG in order to get optimal droid patterns in the arena. This level can be much trickier than it seems, which is why we've given this level a difficulty rating of 8. We've also given this level an RNG rating of 6. Despite the ability to manipulate the droid spawns, there still remains a fair amount of RNG in the level, with the pillars and other enemies that can get in your way. Pay close attention to the goal times here, as dedicated practice matters a lot with understanding and playing this level correctly. The first section of this level involves rescuing 3 party members from 3 different pillars around the arena. Due to the enemies guarding the pillars, there is a decent amount of RNG in this section. Pillar 1 will be split up by skill level. For beginners, start by running over to this spot on the left of the pillar here. Space a double jump and slam when you're over this spot to break both the droideka shields and kill the 2 red droids. Immediately double jump right and do another jump slam, this time over this spot. If done correctly, only the 2 droidekas should remain. Spam the attack button to kill this droideka, which has 3 hearts after its shield is broken. And as soon as a droideka is dead, time a block to deflect the left droideka's bolts back at it, killing it. For the intermediate strat, we can stay in this spot and deflect all of the enemy shots to kill them without ever moving. Start by standing here with player 1. Time to deflect once you see the first shot come at you. Note that it may help to focus on watching one specific droid to deflect their bullet to avoid pressing attack early and swinging instead. If this does happen, wait to start deflecting again on their next set of shots. While you can hold block to deflect shots for a few seconds if there is a gap in the shots, your block will no longer send their shots back at them and will instead deflect into random directions. To avoid this, quickly release and press the block button again when you see a shot coming at you every second or two. If done correctly, all of the droids will be dead. If you do this but the droids do not roll, their shots will hit their shield instead of them. The best backup is to stay in place and keep deflecting their shots to eventually break their shield and kill them. Note that you can die during this strat if you mistime enough blocks. This is fine, but be aware that they will not shoot you while you have iframes, so sometimes it may just be faster to go up to the last droid and kill it if only 1 or 2 are left. And the advanced strat for this pillar is doing the same type of deflect but from this position here, allowing you to move to the right a little bit earlier. Moving on to pillar 2 now, after all the droids are dead, begin moving player 2 to the right while you free Padme with player 1. After the force is finished, double jump to the right and perform a jump slash in order to gain some camera pan movement. When the camera pan ends, keep double jumping to the right with Mace Windu, while player 2 should tag Padme and begin shooting shots to the right. And if you're unable to move R2 far enough before the camera pan, you may need to slow down with player 1 to bring Padme in the range of player 2. Run over to this bomb and double jump or backflip away to avoid taking damage. Note that the bombs deal 3 hearts of damage in this level. Then once the bomb explodes, run over the power up and grab it. And while doing this, continue spamming shots with player 2. After grabbing the power up, force push the remaining super battle droids into each other. This will kill all of them except for the one you initially targeted, which player 2 will have to kill. While you can clean up any remaining battle droids, have player 1 slam right here to break the droideka shields. Sometimes the droidekas will be too far apart to break their shields at the same time, so you may need to perform 2 slams. Since power-ups grant deflect bolts and super blasters, you can simply run into the droideka to kill it with 1 deflected shot. If you are waiting, you can also shoot them with Padme to finish the pillar. Force pillar 2 down and then proceed to the right. Here there is some strat variance, so first we'll discuss option 1 for ending the pillars. Have player 1 jump to the right and jump slash onto this bomb to detonate it during the camera pan. Try to keep player 2 just outside the range to avoid taking those 3 hearts of damage. Once the camera pan ends, grab this power up with player 1 and then move both players to the right and have player 1 detonate this bomb as he walks by. After it blows up, get the power up with player 2 Then run over to this spot and perform a slam with Windu to break as many shields as possible. At the same time, spam shots with player 2 in this general direction. If you get lucky, some droidekas may start rolling early and die from Padme's shots. At most, you will only ever need 2 slams to break all the shields. After performing your second slam here, stand in between the droids and attack them to deflect shots and deal damage. Avoid force pushing any droids to deactivate them here. Clean up the remaining droids and then force the third pillar to end the section. After finishing the third pillar, move your characters down left and perform a double swap to get Padme onto player 1. Option 2 for playing this end section begins by picking up this power up with player 2 instead, then detonate the next bomb as you walk by it with Padme and pick it up with Windu. Then begin shooting towards the pack of droids with player 2. Because player 1 is farther back, the droids attempt to path to that player. Some of the droidekas will drop their shields as they roll closer to player 1, and you can take advantage of this with Padme's power up to do double damage to these droids and potentially kill the majority of them before you get there. It's worth noting that the droid pathing is random here, so the droidekas still might not roll towards you. If that does happen, just slam the shields the same way you normally would with Windu. Once again, force the third pillar and then move your characters down left and perform a double swap to get Padme onto player 1. Jedi Battle RNG manipulation can be very complicated, but conceptually it is very straightforward. For this reason, we will start with a beginner explanation of the manip and the routes you should use for the seeds, and then we'll go more in depth in the advanced section. BrickBench will be essential for practicing Jedi Battle RNG seeds, which can be done under the Advanced Settings tab. In the Jedi Battle seed box, type the letter A for any percent and the number of the seed you want. For example, if you want to practice seed 1 from any percent, simply put A1 and then load into Jedi Battle. You will now be on seed 1 when you get to the waves. And if you want to practice multiple seeds, simply type each desired seed in a comma-separated list and BrickBench will select a random one each time you load Jedi Battle. Let's begin by talking about Kamino. Here in the second to last room is where we will begin manipulating the seed that we get in Jedi Battle. The seed is what determines where the battle droids spawn that we need to kill to progress in the level. By manipulating the seed to land on one we're familiar with, we can walk directly to where we know the droids will spawn and kill them much quicker. There are 5 primary seeds we will be aiming for, which we call seeds 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Every droid you kill in this room here will iterate the seed by 1. If you kill 0 droids here, you will end up on what we call seed 0. Seed 0 is very bad, so our goal in this room will be to just kill a single droid so that we can at a minimum land on seed 1, one of the 4 good ones. That way, if we accidentally kill any extra droids, we will end up on 2, 3, 4, or 5. Seeds 6 and 7 are also quite bad, so it's important that you avoid killing too many additional droids. Avoiding additional droid kills can be tricky if you're also doing Kamino clip, so for beginners, it is recommended that you do not do the clip until you are consistently able to hit it first try. So, as you're making your way down this hallway, separate one droid from the pack with R4 and kill it as you're walking by with Obi-Wan. Then you can finish this room the way you would normally, while trying to avoid those additional droid kills. Moving on to the waves themselves now, we're going to talk about each of the waves and then we'll go over some ways to help you identify which of the seeds you're on. Let's begin with seed 1. After the camera pan, pick up this power up here with player 1 while player 2 kills the first battle droid that will spawn up here. Then drop out and head to the right. Here, all remaining 5 droids will all be to the right, so walk this direction and kill the droids as you pass them by. Once you get to the final 2 droids, you'll be roughly around this power up here. If you have time, at the end of wave 1, pick up the power up or you can wait till the beginning of wave 2. Power ups make your blaster shots deal double damage, and since the super battle droids have 3 hearts, that means we can kill them in just 2 shots instead of 3. So getting a power up here is very important. For wave 2, you will begin by killing this red droid above you and then move right where there will be 1 red droid and 1 super. Kill both of those. And now the remaining 3 droids will all be to the left, so turn around and move in this direction and kill the droids as you walk by. Wave 1 of Seed 2 is very similar to Seed 1. On this seed, you will also kill the first droid with player 2, and then the remaining 5 will all be on the right. Once again, try to collect the power up here before the wave ends. For wave 2, you will have the same red droid above you at the start and then 2 red droids to the right. The remaining 3 supers will be all the way to the left, so move in that direction and kill them as you approach. Make sure with the super battle droids you are shooting them and not slapping them to utilize that double damage you have on your blaster with the power up. Wave 1 of Seed 3 is very similar as well, with the first droid here and the remaining 5 all being to the right. However, Wave 2 of Seed 3 is going to be played a bit differently. We are going to be moving full right. The first 3 droids will be here, and then you will continue right to the next pack of 3 that will be right here. Waves 1 and 2 of Seed 4 are played exactly the same as Seed 3, making these values good to shoot for. Make sure to go full right for Wave 2, and it's worth noting that the droids may be swapped for Wave 2, but they will spawn in the same locations as Seed 3. The final seed begins a bit differently. At the start of Wave 1, there will not be a droid above you. Instead, it will be slightly to the right of the screen. Make sure you still get the power up with player 1 before moving to kill that droid. The remaining 5 droids will once again all be to the right. One key difference with the seed is that you want to collect this power up before you kill the final 2 red droids, and then after you do, head straight left. Wave 2 will begin by killing the super, which will be around here. And then you will move to the left. Here you will find the 3 red droids and 1 super. And then continue down left, and here will be the final super battle droid. Now that we know how to play the seeds, how do you know which one you're on? Well, you can always tell by the red droids in Wave 1. The easiest way to remember is that after the first droid, Seed 1 has 2 and then 1. Seed 2 has 2 and then 2, and Seed 3 has 1 and then 2. So basically, Seed 1 counts down, 2, 1, Seed 2 has 2 and 2, and Seeds 3 and 4 count up, 1, 2, and Seed 5, of course, is the 1 seed with the droid not right next to you at the start. Knowing how to identify which seed you're on is very important for then knowing how to play the second wave of the seed, as they all vary slightly as mentioned previously. Now it's time for the advanced section, where we're going to dive into the details of the manip and the seed routing. First of all, there are actually 2 main ways you should be aware that iterate the seeds. The first way is the droid kills in Camino, as we talked about previously, but the second way is with Cantina spawns. When you're in the Cantina heading to Bounty Hunter Pursuit, characters can spawn into the Cantina by walking through the doors. This will almost always happen either 0, 1, or 2 times. Each time they do, the seed will iterate by 1. Now, these Cantina spawns are not something you can control or even see visually, but most of the time you will get 0 or 1. This is just something you should be aware of that is happening in the background. So if you only kill 1 droid in Camino, you will not always end up on Seed 1, because if you did happen to get an extra Cantina spawn, you will actually end up on Seed 2 with 1 droid kill and 1 Cantina spawn. So this is another reason that we aim for Seed 1, as Seeds 2, 3, and 4 are the fastest seeds, but aiming for 1 allows us to miss high and still land on one of the best seeds. Most of the time, by aiming to just kill 1 droid, you will still land on Seeds 2 or 3 due to an extra Cantina spawn or extra accidental kill. For advanced runners that are incorporating Camino clip into this room as well, placing R4 against the center of the door here can help avoid some additional droid kills while Obi-Wan is moving out of bounds. Now let's move on to the advanced section for the seeds themselves. We're going to begin by talking about this first droid that appears on seeds 1, 2, 3, and 4. On very rare occasions, the first droid will not be here. When this does happen, the droid is simply off screen down left, so just fire a shot in that direction and you will kill the droid. Now of course, this droid will also not be here if you're on seed 5, so check a bit to the right before firing that shot down left, just to make sure that you're on seed 5. Okay, with that out of the way, we're now going to talk about the seeds individually. So let's start with seed 1. Once again, begin by killing this first droid with player 2, as player 1 picks up the power-up and begins moving to the right. On seed 1, you will have 2 droids here and 1 droid here. Then head up right to kill the 5th droid that will be in this location. Those first 5 spawns will always be consistent, but the final 6th droid can be in a few different locations. The first location is slightly below you in this spot here, but you don't want to go chasing down left looking for that droid, as that spawn is pretty rare. So instead, after killing the 5th droid, just move towards the power-up, and if you do see the droid below you, then you can kill it as you walk by. Now, if the droid is not below you, which will be most of the time, it will instead be directly to the right of the power-up, so fire shots to the right as you're making your way to the power-up and kill the droid as you're picking it up. If the droid is not there either, it will be farther to the right around here. After all the droids are dead, you'll want to move upright until you are beneath this pillar in the background to prepare for Wave 2. At the beginning of Wave 2, start by killing the droid that will spawn next to you, and then head down right and kill the 1 red droid and the 1 super you find here. Then you want to move left while hugging the camera pretty tight, and then you'll find the remaining red droid right around here, and the 2 supers will be a little bit further to the left. Next is seed 2, one of the fastest seeds and an extremely consistent one. You begin the same way with the first droid being killed by player 2, while player 1 gets the power up and moves to the right. On seed 2, you will have a pack of 2 droids here and another pack of 2 droids here. Then, the final droid will be upright and then you can collect the power up. After you pick up the power up, move a bit right if you have the time. At the beginning of Wave 2, shoot the droid directly above you. Then the next 2 droids will be down right and then upright. Then turn left and hug the camera until about this point, where you will then see the 3 remaining supers. Your power up will be running out at this point, so make sure you shoot each super at least 1 time while you still have the power up, so you can still take out each super in just 2 shots. Moving on to seed 3 now, which is one of the other fastest and most consistent seeds. Begin once again with the standard first droid kill and then make your way to the right. On seed 3, you will find 1 droid here and then 2 droids here. While you make your way to the 5th droid, fire shots to the right and you can sometimes get an early kill on the 6th droid. Then kill the top droid and grab the power up. Now, if you don't get that early kill, which will be most of the time, the final 6th droid will be directly to the right of the power-up. Now, similar to seed 1, sometimes this final droid can spawn even a bit further to the right, so just grab the power-up first and then keep moving right until you see the final red droid. With this seed, you're going to want to move a little bit further to the right at the beginning of Wave 2. At the beginning of Wave 2, you're going to continue moving to the right where you'll see a pack of 3 droids here. Kill those 3, and then with this seed, you're going to continue to the right instead of turning around and moving left. Seeds 3 and 4 are the only ones where you will keep going to the right on Wave 2. Hug the camera here, and then you will see this final pack of 3 droids. Seed 4 is very similar to Seed 3 in all of its nuances, with the spawn locations of the droids being the only major difference. Start by killing the close droid, then make your way to the right. Kill 1 droid at the top and then the pack of 2 here. The second droid in this pack may be slightly lower than Seed 3, and then head to the 5th droid at the top here. then grab the power up before killing the 6th droid and start heading to the right. Start wave 2 by heading down right and killing this super and red droid. Keep going down right and you should run into another super. Hug the camera and go right until you get to here before heading up and killing this pack of 3 droids. The final seed, Seed 5, begins slightly differently than the other seeds as mentioned previously. The first droid will be slightly to player 1's right instead of being next to player 2. This is also how you identify that you're on Seed 5. After killing that droid, you'll find a group of 2 droids to the right, and the 4th droid will be here where the 5th droid usually is. Sometimes one of the final 2 droids will be here, but most of the time you'll find the final pack of 2 droids to the right of the power-up. Make sure to get the power-up before you kill the final 2 droids, as you'll need to immediately start making your way to the left after killing those droids. The goal is to end up roughly underneath the right side of this large archway in the background. It is also important that you're not too low in the arena when wave 1 ends. Somewhere around here is ideal. This positioning is very important to ensure that the wave 2 droid spawns are in the correct location. At the beginning of wave 2, kill the super that will spawn right next to you and then head down left. Here, you'll find a pack of 3 red droids and 1 super slightly below them to the left. Then head further down left while hugging the camera, where you'll find the final super in this location. Now, if you were not able to make it far enough left before the beginning of wave 2, sometimes one of the supers can go missing. If this happens, just continue moving to the left after you kill all the other droids, and you will eventually find the final droid. In rare cases, even if you do make it far enough left, the first super won't be in the normal spot, and if this happens, you will usually see it as you're making your way to what is usually the 6th droid. If you do see it, like here, kill it as you go by and then head to the final droid. And if you don't see it on your way, once again, just continue left after killing what is usually the last droid. The Jango Fett fight at the end of the level is very straightforward, and it's all about timing your shots to be as close to one another as possible without giving Jango iframes. If 2 of your shots are too close to one another, he will get these iframes and you will not be able to damage him for a short period of time. When the fight begins, shoot Jango as quickly as possible without hitting any of the other enemies around him. While Jango is flying in the air, you can use a visual cue of his head shake. As soon as he finishes shaking his head, you can shoot him again. During this section of the fight, other enemies can get in your way, so it could be useful to kill them in between the shots on Jango. When he's on the ground, you can use the visual cue of his feet. As soon as he lands back on his feet, you can punch him again without the risk of iframes. Continue attacking him again until he's been killed. This concludes the Jedi Battle tutorial.